hop on today and quickly go through a S&P 500 trade setup I was looking at for the New York morning session today. Like my previous videos, this was based on the model ICT is teaching on his YouTube mentorship. As I'm actively going through his videos and trying to learn that setup and applying them to the futures market. Specifically, SP500 is the main one I'm looking at. So today I had the bias wrong and kind of went against my gut feeling on it. But we've been so bearish on the SP500 that I was going along with that mindset, thinking that we were going to kind of sweep below this 38.53 level on the daily that we didn't quite come up to yesterday. So I kind of entered the market with a mindset of that, looking for lower prices today to end the week. And so like looking here at this is the 1 minute chart. You can kind of see that this lower gold line here is the New York midnight open price. You can kind of see coming into 8:30, price was well above that. Even stayed above the 8:30 price for a while. And then as we got closer to 9 o'clock and 9:30, price started diving down. So my initial bias being bearish, I started looking in this leg. I started looking for fair value gaps on the 5 minute chart and lower. And I found this one that I have marked up with this red rectangle here. That was a 2 minute fair value gap. It was above the 50% mark of this price move down. So I was waiting for price to come up in there. Now, I will say I was hesitant and a little leery to even take that trade because of this level right here, 39.91, which you can see is right here. These equal highs right here that it left behind prior to 9 o'clock. I was really hesitant to take a sell with that liquidity resting above there, but we've been bearish. I stuck to that anyways, thinking, we came so close to that we're going to run down through this daily low. So you can see here, let me zoom in a little more. You can see here, this limit right here, this sell. I basically had it marked up at the very top of this fair value gap. Stop loss, I even bumped it up a little bit above this area that I was worried might get swept. I gave it a couple of points above that, just thinking if it did sweep it, I might still be okay. And as you can see, price to start with, it kind of tapped me in at 9:45. For a few minutes, it did run into profit, and I was really waiting for, let me just actually maximize that so we can see this more clearly. So you see it activated here, it ran down. I was waiting for it to take out either this swing low or this swing low before I took any profit or adjusted my stop loss. And then obviously you can see within, 6-7 minutes, I was stopped out. So obviously my bias for the morning was wrong. And then so I started looking back, like, did I miss anything? Because obviously I had things that were kind of making me hesitant to short it. I saw we had came into this level. We didn't sweep it. We didn't run through it, but we did kind of come. And then, the morning had been bullish all the way, from yesterday afternoon, overnight, everything was bullish. The morning was pretty tight and consolidated. So, you know, I was, and this is where honestly, just in my own development, I'm still trying to work on. There was this fair value gap up here on the 1 hour that again, I thought maybe price would poke into it and come back down to this level, which, obviously it didn't do. So, price looks like it's going to be bullish. Obviously, I don't know what the afternoon session is going to do. I think honestly, I'm going to stay on the sidelines for today. But so I did go back and look at from this 9:30 candle where we dove down. Could there have been, had I the correct bias, could there have been a trade in there? And indeed, there was a perfect setup. So 9:30 a.m., this vertical line, as you can see, price went up, took out these highs, closed in this fair value gap, dropped down, took all the sell side liquidity, ran back up above this high again, and then real quick, one little wick down, came right down to the bottom of this fair value gap, which is where I like to enter. I try to get at the very low or highest point of the fair value gap. Stop could have been below the tail, and you know, for obviously I wasn't in this trade, so it was pure hindsight. I had kind of put this to be at that 1 hour fair value gap, which let me open this back up and you can see, it's right at the top of that fair value gap on the H1. And then obviously, as you see, I mean, price has continued to run. And, at this point, I'd be eyeing this blue line up here, which is these equal highs on H1. I think we could honestly see that today for it to, retreat back up into the weekly range. So that's obviously a weak spot for me that I'm still trying to develop is knowing, developing the correct daily bias and what to look for that should influence and particularly change your bias on a day. Because like I said, we've been bearish for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 straight days. We've been selling off. So of course, today I'm trying to stick with it and then it goes bullish. So other than the liquidity kind of resting above that open, you know, I was pretty sure we were going to go lower today. So yeah, so this one didn't work out today, but obviously looking back, hindsight, I can see the opportunity I should have taken. Um, but this is all part of the process. I'm going to keep learning, keep studying. Would love to hear in the comments below about any trades you took today. If you were looking at this setup, either buy or sell today, if it worked out for you, if it didn't, or just about your journey with ICT. If you're in his mentorship as well, I'd love to hear and connect with you as well. So until next time, you know, good luck, and I hope everyone enjoys their weekend.